What's up everyone, my name's Cresh and welcome to Q&A with me. Now, I've actually had some great questions from all you guys that I hopefully... Sorry, bandits in the background throwing a rave. Hopefully I get to answer all these questions. I am missing a couple, so I do apologize in advance if I didn't get to read your question. I feel horrible. It was my fault. When I was jotting them all down, I forgot to save it correctly, and it cut some of the names off. So some of these questions, I don't even remember who they're by, but I'm going to read them and hope it's your question. So, alright guys, this is no particular order, but here we go. This one's by Penelope. These are her first 3 questions. Is there something you really want to see? Something I really want to see. You actually gave me a description as far as what you were referring to, so let me see. Something I really want to see. You know, that's a good question. I can't think of anything off the top of my head besides my dreamland, which is Bora Bora. I would love to go see that. Tropical paradise. Your next question was, are you spontaneous, or do you like to plan everything before you do it? That's a good question too. It depends on what it is. If it's something big, like if I'm traveling really far or something, of course I'm going to plan it in advance. You know, I don't want to just jump on a plane and go. I like to make sure I have everything in order. But if it's something more or less around town, or even around me, a couple states-wise, just get up and go. Your third question, Penelope, is, out of all the games you played so far, which is the best and worst in your opinion in terms of enjoying it? I don't know if you mean what I've played so far and put on the channel, or just in general. So I'm going to go with in general. Out of all the games I've played, there was a game I played a long time ago that was probably my favorite so far, which is Tales of Symphonia. A great game, amazing story, absolutely love it. And the worst game, in my opinion, that I played and beat was a game called Jericho. It was a horror FPS game, and it was bad. I wanted to hang myself in my shoelaces. And that was your 3 questions. So let's keep going. Haley, you asked, what's your favorite horror game? Favorite horror game? Favorite horror game. That's a hard one too. It's very common, and it's something you probably, hear every gamer say, but probably the first Amnesia. It was the most terrifying game, I think, for me to play, especially when I first started getting into horror games. That game took me forever to beat, and luckily a friend kind of slowly helped me creep through it. Morgan Hoff, you asked, favorite Tim Burton / Danny Elfman song? That's a really good question. I'm going to have to go with Jack's Laminate, I think that's the title. It's the one where in The Nightmare Before Christmas, when he's walking through the graveyard going down the tree, or the hill, and it's he's singing the song as he's going. That's probably one of my favorites. Or of course, What's This? Barbara, you asked, what are your biggest fears? Biggest fears? That's a really good question too. Biggest fears. That's a hard one. Biggest fears. Probably losing friends or family members. I've had some hard times with 2 friends that passed, sadly, and it really sucks. Waking up thinking you'll still be able to talk to your friends and they're no longer here. So I guess losing friends or family, loved ones, anything like that really sucks. It's probably a big fear, losing friends. What song lyrics do you relate to the most? That's also a really good question. I'm going to go with Smile Empty Soul. They have a song called Silhouettes, which I'll have to link you to and let you hear it. I don't really know how to describe it. If you heard the song, you might kind of get an idea, but that's kind of tough times growing up. You probably kind of get an idea if you hear the song. What is the most precious thing to you? That's also a good question. Most precious thing to me, huh? So far, I know it's gonna sound cheesy, guys, but I'm probably gonna have to go with all my sub-Creshers out there. All you guys that have subscribed have been with me. It's nothing anyone has to do. So the time that everyone takes out to actually come check out the channel or watch videos from me is pretty awesome. So keeping you guys pretty close, that's a big thing for me. Lexi, you asked, do tattoos hurt? If you get tattoos on the ribs, like I did, it's gonna suck. They're hitting bone, so you know, hitting your ribs. I'm a very thin guy. I'm very skinny, sadly, and it absolutely sucked when I got jacked on my ribs. So yes, it just depends on where you get it, honestly. But like back, shoulders, arms, anything like that, it's not gonna be painful at all. It's really not bad. I think people make it out to be, you know, worse than it is. But ribs is probably the most painful spot that you can get a tattoo, in my opinion. And also asked, how's your hair so fabulous? You know, I wish my hair was fabulous. It's a mess. It's only when I pull it back and ponytail it. So check this out. I'll take off my ponytail real quick. If I can get it off. There we go. See, this fro is a mess. I need to do something with it. I can't decide yet. Lexi, your last question was, scariest game you've ever played? Once again, that's probably going to have to go back towards Amnesia. Amnesia or Fear, actually. Fear, I kind of started playing that game around the same time I started Amnesia a long time ago, and that was another big game for me. That was kind of spooky. That was a really good one, so I'd have to go with either Amnesia or Fear. Kiri, you asked me, when are you going to come to the amazing Canadian West Coast? I wish I could say, like, really soon. I've been, like, the Montreal area, so going over to, like, the BC area, British Columbia, that would be really cool. So I have no idea. I hope soon, one day. You asked me, how are you? I'm doing great. How are you? I'm doing great. Wonderful. And your last question was, can you bring food? I would hope you're not starving over there, but I don't think I could probably get away with squeezing a lot of food into a backpack or something, you know, coming through the airport. Leela, you asked me Oreos or Nutella. That's a tough one. Probably Nutella. I have to go with Nutella, but why not both? Why not Nutella on Oreos? Scrolling down. Alright, Sarah. This is one of my favorite questions here. Sarah is actually a friend that lives in this frozen region where I live somewhere. She's in the same town as me. She asked, why of all places did you choose to move to North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota? That's a good question. I lived in Mississippi for the longest time. That's where I'm from. And I had a friend in Minnesota that I would fly up and see probably once or twice a year, and I'd stay a couple of weeks with him just to hang out. And one day when I was back home in Mississippi, you know, enjoying every minute of it, sarcasm, he called me up and he told me he was going to NDSU, and he asked if I wanted to try something new and needed a roommate. And you know, we'd been friends for a long time, so I was like, screw it, let's try something new. And I pretty much packed it up, moved up here, didn't know my way around, didn't know anyone besides him. So it was a new experience. It was just something I wanted to try, and minus the cold, I really like it here a lot better than Mississippi. So there you go. I hope that tells you a little bit. Brandon, you asked, what kind of music do you like? I like all kinds, Brandon. That's a good question. I like rock, alternative rock, metal, classic rock, pretty much anything. Hopefully no one hates me for this, but I don't listen to like a lot of country or really rap, but anything, you know, heavier. I love listening to all kinds of music. Vanessa, you asked, this is a good question too, which of the BioShock games did you enjoy the most? 3, BioShock Infinite was really great. I really enjoyed it, but I'd have to say the first one. The first BioShock I really, really liked. So yeah, I'll have to go with the first one, first BioShock. Raven, you asked, would you rather be a famous YouTuber or more underground? I would think by underground, you mean like just a smaller YouTuber, which is what I am. Like if I had a choice, like if I could be famous or just smaller, I would have to stick with smaller. You know, a lot of people on YouTube, I think, are trying to be famous or, you know, trying to get to that level. And in my opinion, I'm not really one for fame. It's just not for me. But I really like the fact that we are growing as a community. Nothing against it. So hopefully that answers that for you. Jason, you asked, can we play League of Legends together? We sure can, anytime, man. I love League of Legends. I still try to play a lot when I can. I'm so short on time. But yes, you have to get together with me on that. We'll have to definitely play it. Ollie, you asked, will you come to Australia this year so I can meet you and we can be friends? You know, it's funny you asked. I'm pretty sure I've said this before too, or at least tweeted about it. I am trying to plot a trip. I can't talk. I'm trying to plot a trip. Plan a trip. There we go, plan a trip. We'll go with that one. I'm trying to plan a trip this year to actually go to Melbourne. Will it go through? I really hope so. I don't know yet, so maybe. We'll go with maybe. But you already know we're besties, so we got the friends thing. We're good on that one. Christine, you asked favorite horror movie. That's a good question. Favorite horror movie. I'm going to have to go with The Lost Boys. It's an old classic, or older, it's not super old, but a classic vampire movie. Really good. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Called The Lost Boys. One of my favorite vampire flicks. Jake, you asked, do you like Incubus? Yes, I do. I love pretty much everything about Incubus. They're an amazing band. Jesse simply wanted a shout out, so Jesse, here's your shout out. Pretty horrible at these things, don't know what to really say, but I hope you're doing well. Guys, these next couple questions are the ones that I chop names off, so I have no idea who asked them, and I apologize. So hopefully it's something someone out there asked and I get to read it. Do you plan on keeping YouTube as a job? It's nothing I make money from, if that's what you mean. Like, is it $0? It's kind of like a job in a way as far as, you know, making sure you're still uploading and doing all that. If that's how you want to look at it. But I mean, I definitely do want to keep trying to put videos up and everything. Just as long as I got time. I'm so short on time now. But yes, I hope to keep doing it. Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy it and talking to everybody. Okay, next question is, how long did it take to get your Jack tattoo done? It took me 6 hours. The guy, my artist, wanted to do it, and like he asked me if I wanted to do it in like so many hours or sittings, a couple hours here, come back, get the rest done. I wanted to get it all done in one go, so I laid on a table for 6 hours and he finished it on the side. So yes, 6 hours of pain absolutely sucked. Alright guys, the next question is, your favorite food. What's your favorite food? That's another hard question. Favorite food though, I'd have to go with lasagna. I love lasagna. One of my favorites. Next question. Who's your YouTube inspiration? If I'm going to go with a gamer that is an inspiration to me, I would have to say... There's a lot of really good gamers out there too. I watch all of them, guys. YouTube inspiration. You know, I have to go with Markiplier. He's been one of my favorites, and I've actually watched him for a really long time. Way before his... I think he recently hit 2 million subscribers not too long ago. He was like in 100,000 or so when I found him. And ever since I've watched him from where he was then to where he is now, I always think he's been a really good YouTuber. His events and everything that he does, he seems like a really good guy. I really enjoy his videos, and of course that's, you know, I like all the other YouTubers as well. He's just, in my opinion, my preference, my favorite YouTuber that I like to watch. And he's very inspiring, so I have to go with Markiplier. And that does it for the questions, guys. At least I believe. Once again, I'm 99% sure I left off some questions, so I feel really bad if I didn't answer someone's or forgot to write it down and save it, which like I said, I'm pretty sure I did. So hopefully I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos. This was really fun. I enjoyed the questions, guys. Yep, I think that's all the questions I got for right now. So thank you guys for the questions and checking out the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So until then, later guys.